Welcome to Are We the Only Ones? I'm Kathy, and today I want to talk about how Marjorie Taylor Greene has come over to the light side. She's been on the dark side, she's seen the light, and she's on the light side now. She's part of the resistance. And I know it's hard for some progressives to believe, and I think this might be generational difference, possibly, maybe not. But look, I understand being cautiously optimistic and maybe questioning Marjorie Taylor Greene's motives. Is it because she wants to run for Senate? I don't really care. So what if she wants to run for Senate? That would be the practical choice for someone who's already in Congress to want to elevate themselves if they're ambitious to want to run for Senate after they've been in the House. I don't understand what's wrong with that. Sure, that's a bad thing. Whatever. Okay. So what that means that we don't accept her assistance. I think, although I totally understand where progressives are coming from when they're being cautious, I don't understand the end game of that thought process, only because the entire reason why we're even constantly online, constantly fighting with our family, fighting with our neighbors, drawing lines in the sand with friendships, is because we're trying to get them to understand this is a bottom line situation. This is a nuclear option situation, that we're ending our physical space and allowing them to be in our physical space in order to prove a point. When they realize they're wrong after so long of thinking they're right, after all the work that we've put into to try to convince them and to try to help them see the light, when they finally see the light, I think it is counterproductive to then throw it back in their face to the level that they would maybe go back to the other side. So I just want everybody to, you know, look, as far as I can tell, she's been very mea culpa, very taking responsibility. I think she can take some of this heat. I think, considering that the Democrats and the progressives have never like really threatened her life versus her going against and breaking against from MAGA and having her get death threats, she has seen the light that like we're not the dangerous ones. However, I'm not telling. I had, uh, a little comment with a friend, a friend I worked with and everything. And it was actually a good commentary. It's like, I don't know if I could trust, that what she's doing, that her intentions are pure kind of vibe. And I was like, look, all I'm saying is let her do some of the heavy lifting. We've been doing the heavy lifting for a long time. I would love to rest a little bit. Let the ones that finally see the light do some heavy lifting for us. Let them go and convince their side, which is more effective than us trying to constantly convince them. When one of their own that they've respected for a long time comes back and says, hey, I was wrong. Let me tell you what I'm seeing firsthand from our party, right? What I'm seeing that's wrong. Let me tell you this cover up. Let me tell you what a patriot is really about, not giving money to overseas interests, right? Instead of taking care of healthcare and SNAP benefits at home. The argument that, oh, she's just doing this stuff because it's good for her district. Yeah, that's her job. It's supposed to be good for her district. That's her elected position. She's supposed to do stuff for her district, even if it's against her personal wishes. She should be representing her district. She's doing the right thing. Not really sure that that's effective to use that as a negative talking point. That's not usually how you win the debates, guys. That's not usually how you win an argument. Okay. At this point, when they've turned around, we've won the argument. Let's reap the benefits of the rewards that we have sowed, which is we've let them know what the truth is. They've seen the light. Now they're telling the truth to the people that will listen to them because they won't listen to us. We can rest a little bit. Thank freaking God. Sorry, I was about to get a little crazy there. This is an important enough message. I'm not trying to drop F bombs on, okay? Look, even when I'm complimenting the fact that, thank goodness, she's in line. Other people, oh, I said something like, vote, if you believe in women, you see the light of women running and the effectiveness that even a MAGA woman has, donate to Vote Run Lead. And someone had to say something like, oh, only if they're not. If only if they're progressive. Otherwise, I'm not going to donate as your organization. And to me, that was an undermining thing. Like, bro, look it up before you try to undermine what I'm doing. So what did I come back with? Respective. Like, let's keep it freaking real if you're going to try to do some stuff like that. Mr. Uneducated, Representative Melissa Hortman, remember her name. She was assassinated in Minnesota. She was a Vote Run Lead alum. She trained with Vote Run Lead. So make no mistake, okay? If anybody ever sees someone say donate to Vote Run Lead, that's legitimate. You want to question it? I dare you to. But come correct. Look it up. My God. So then I had to represent and say she was one of our alums. So obviously we're more progressive than not. And then I commented on that. Additionally, even still, MTG is showing way more courage than her male counterparts in the GOP. So I don't really need men to chime in about splicing the difference between whatever side partisan you want to try to make it with us women, but you're not going to pit us against each other right now. Women are the ones asking the correct questions. Women are the ones that are holding the line. Women are the ones risking their lives. Women are the ones getting killed. So I need you men to step in line if you want to be the Lancelots of 2025. Come correct and get behind the women that are leading. Don't try to undermine the women that are leading. Okay. And anybody that's reading comments from the peanut gallery that's saying stuff like that, please recognize how important words are that they can undermine things that are really working. This is a victory. Let me spell it out to you. One of the most powerful MAGA female proponents has seen the light, and she is now advocating for progressive positions. We are holding her to the fire, and she's taking responsibility and answering hard questions and apologizing and calling it toxic, using the right words. Okay. I'm not going to friendly fire somebody who is working for us. The enemy of the enemy is my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I'm not going to undermine that work right now. That would be counterproductive. So I need everybody to understand that. Love you guys. Love the progressives that are asking their question. Look, it's fair to ask a question. I'm not saying don't ask a question. Just don't ask the question to the point that it undermines all the work we've already done. And then we got to do it all over again. That doesn't make sense. Okay? Even it's like, look, I understand this concept of if the Democrats win and then we tear down the ballroom. Why? Why would I spend more money in tax dollars to tear down and rebuild another ballroom and make the same freaking mistake that this guy did? Okay? We're trying to be different. We're not trying to be unarmed, disarmed, not armed well in terms of the verbal fight, the intellectual fight, the political fight, the moral fight. Okay? But recognize friendly fire going on over here. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to do the work. Let her do the work. Let her inspire other people to do the work. I'm tired. Aren't you all tired? Let them do some of the work. Let them do some of the work. We will pick up when they start getting tired out and when our messages don't align again. We will pick back up then. Take the rest. Take the water break. Okay? Don't drink the haterade. Use it to take a break. Let them do that. You reset. Find your original purpose. It is not all just the negative. While they're fighting that fight on the grounds that they understand, let us regroup. Let us re-strategize. Let us re-communicate. What is the messaging that we need to get to the largest demographics that are making a difference? Let's believe in math again when we're doing election strategy. Okay? Look, obviously, I'm Gen X. I've never represented in political, right? We're not in polls. You guys forget all of us, especially 1978 babies like me. You forget us all the time in polls. I know what it's like to be completely forgotten and have no real voice in the voting block in numbers until we get a coalition together. I love how far we've gone in progress. I love it, truly. I'm from NorCal, San Francisco down to San Jose, Los Altos. We are a complex group of people. We're very altruistic, very diverse. But money came there, and then other people came in and changed it. And I didn't get tainted from all that change. So I still have some perspective of what it was like when things were normal and kind and ran well. And when Republicans were like, still good guys. The Republicans that I grew up with would now be considered progressive, I think, which is bonkers because those were the real Republicans. These are just like I'm going to call out you guys, uneducated Republicans that come from places that need our help are being brainwashed and lied to. And they're coming around, and we should be so grateful and happy. And we should be really like being welcoming. Now, back to what I said to my friend. I'm not saying to hand her the corporate bathroom keys. Okay. I'm not saying to give her the platform of all platforms that she's not leading us. I'm not saying that. Calm down. What I am saying is I'm tired. So are a lot of my friends that have been fighting a long time. We're tired. Use this as a moment to take a break. Let them do a little heavy lifting. Let them march. Let them lead. And then when they're when we realize, okay, we have to part ways, or this, now we don't agree anymore, we come back refreshed with self-care. Okay? Just think about it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're not totally correct in this way. Okay? It's counterproductive. Let's get some nuance in this. Okay? Yes. Healthy to ask questions about incentive. Healthy to ask questions about motivation, ambition. Fine. But let's break it down. These are all within the realms of normalcy, normality of somebody who's ambitious going into politics. Yeah. She should be considering a run for Congress, to Senate, to why not? She's high profile. Why wouldn't she? Gavin Newsom is officially running for president. So if he does something good, is that bad? He's running for president and that's ambitious. How does that, what? You guys, just please. Let's pick the right things to be upset about. Let's use our assets wisely. If we have new allies, we help the allies help us. And when they're helping us, we don't attack them. Okay? Look, I'm not mad at you. I get it. I'm just saying, hear me out. Please, please, I beg you. Fellow progressives, the purity test, we won. We've won. We are reaping the rewards. We are reaping the benefits right now. Please don't set fire to the crops. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I love you, progressives. Love you so much. Thank you for hanging in there. Just take a breather. Okay? And for all you GOP moderates out there, thank you for seeing light. Take responsibility. It's not easy. It's not easy. We're not going to make it easy for you. I'm going to keep it real. We're not going to make it easy because you didn't make it easy. However, I recognize the courage it takes to come because we're not going to make it easy. I mean, I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. But this is called penance. If you're religious, you know what I'm talking about. This is your contrition. You're going to be fine. Take a little heat. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. Okay. But it shows a lot of grace and of humility and integrity. This is the Venn diagram where we should be meeting on. Okay. Protecting children from predators that have been able to hack into our government and corrupt the system and use this as a way of blackmailing each other to keep themselves accountable, but hidden from us. While we hold up 70% of the tax weight and burden in the middle class. And the two extreme areas of the income disparity are fighting over things that they don't really got to worry about because they're not paying those taxes anyways. Okay. Meanwhile, we're not getting healthcare properly. We're not getting, like, I have a PPO and I still can't get an appointment because apparently a lot of service providers aren't set up for PPO. Make that make sense. I thought PPO was better than HMO. Am I supposed to have gone back to HMO? What's going on here? I'm sensing sort of like a let's a 3 card money health insurance situation going on here, and they're distracting us from all that by all this nonsense. Let's focus, you guys. We agree on healthcare. We agree on feeding the poor. We agree that child sex predators and using ICE detainment facilities are absolutely wrong, inhumane, and we're going to stop them. Let's stay there. Those are important things. Let's stay in those places. Let's ride at dawn. Okay. And be happy that we've actually made progress in the right direction, guys. Very stoked. I want you to have some clarity. We should be celebrating, questioning healthily, but not to the point of setting fires to your brand new extension of the house that you've just built, which is ironic because obviously the White House is being demolished. East Wing is level. But if you're building, if you're doing an add on to your house, do you burn it down? No. Think of MTG and all the MAGA people that are turning around as the extensions of democracy being built out properly. Don't burn it down. Just think about it. Still love you guys. Just think about it. Okay. Till next time.